So the Dallas Cowboys defense actually showed some signs of life yesterday versus the Vegas Raiders. And their new acquisition in Quinnen Williams was dominant. And you know, we have to go ahead and get into the film. All right, CFO gang, let's not wait. Let's go ahead and dive into the film of Quinnen Williams. The Dallas Cowboys got him at the trade deadline, and y'all know I was extremely excited about this player. I think once you watch the film, you should be as well. Now, the very first thing that you'll notice when it comes to Q-Dub, we're just going to call him Q-Dub for short, you know what I'm saying, is that he plays with a lot of physicality. So you'll see him lined up right here in this A gap. Remember, A gap, B, C, right? So you guys should know that by now if you followed this channel long enough. But the thing that I love about Q is that the force that he plays with. So as we always teach, we're going to watch snap to finish. So let's watch him get off the ball. So he has this straight back, right? He's kind of cocked and loaded, right? Because it's cocked and loaded. He's in a 4-point stance. And what you're going to see when it comes to Q is the force that he plays with when he comes out of his stance. Now, the center is going to try to reach him as you have his backside pull from this guard, but this initial pop, soon as he comes in contact with another man, can he push him backwards? And you see that, right? And the thing that I love when I watch Q is his hand. So watch his hand placement right there. You can barely see it, but it's on the back of the shoulder pad right there, okay? So he's creating leverage with his hands. He has great, strong hands for defensive tackle, and it's just big man football. And then once he's able to disengage from blockers, this is when he's a force. Once he gets moving, he's a downhill avalanche, and it's really hard to stop. You see this center is just holding on for dear life, and Q was able to get pressure on Geno and force him with a quick throw. Now, I know some people might say, man, it's just the pressure. It doesn't matter. I can guarantee if you ask Geno Smith, this shit mattered. You know what I'm saying? It really mattered. But if you watch the force that Q-Dub plays with, this is what's going to matter, because now, from the Cowboys standpoint, we always, from previous regimes, have gotten pressure from outside, right? Outside guys were able to create pressure. Now we have guys in the interior that's going to be able to create pressure, and it's going to change a lot because you're going to collapse the pocket on these quarterbacks, and quarterbacks hate this. I mean, you want to talk about Dak Prescott's Achilles heel. He hates this as well. So good interior pressure, good force, getting upfield from Q-Dub. All right, next play. Once again, you're going to see it demonstrated. So you're going to see Q-Dub line up in this A gap right here, okay? But I want you guys to pay attention because we saw this a lot when you kind of crunch the film. Now he's going to move, right? Now he's going to move into this B gap, okay? So now he's here. So what you're seeing is shifts across the defensive front, right? But the key element I think that really helps is because he has Coach Whitecotton, who was his coach back in New York, he's easily able to translate and equate what's going on as far as the defensive communication. So it doesn't take him much to understand because it's probably some of the verbiage and the language is very similar to what he had back when he was a Jet. So that probably made it an easier transition for him. So you're going to see Q-Dub. He's going to slide out here in this B gap. Okay, once again, playing with force, hands, all right, and that initial burst, right? So if you look at this first punch right here, number 66, he's standing right up because he's got punch, okay? So now Q-Dub, you watch this backside hand right here. Boom. Okay. Back of the shoulder pad, pushing off. Got two grown-ass men holding on to you. It doesn't matter. Still creating pressure. And it forced a quick throw from Geno Smith, right? That is just dominance, right? And I really saw this yesterday early when I was watching yesterday's game. Our defensive line was getting off the ball faster. I mean, because we'll talk about Kenny Clark. He deserves a film session him damn self, right? But you just watch these two guys, right? These two newly acquired Dallas Cowboys. They are playing with a whole different kind of pep in their step, right? Or no, is that Kenny Clark? That's Osa. That's Osa, 97, right? So yeah, you watch these guys just play with force, and now we have three guys who we can toss into that fire to actually go out there and get interior pressure on the quarterback, it opens things up for everybody. All right. Next play right here, you're going to see him switching his stance up a little bit, right? Switching his stance. He's going to have the inside hand down first, right? Then going to switch and go to the outside hand, all right? And those little things, they do make a difference. They do make a difference, all right? So what he's probably reading is this guard and how he was slanted, right? But once again, watch how quick he gets off the line of scrimmage. Now, what's happening right here? This little tail, all right? So what they're saying, okay, they're running their slides to the left, to the left, to the left, all right? They're running their slides to the left. Why? Because 67 is going to take Q-Dub, 66 is probably going to take 41, and then they're locating Donovan Wilson, so 70's outside tackle is going to pick up on Donovan Wilson. So what does that create, Cowboys Nation? This creates 1v1s on the backside, right? You got one-on-one with Clowney, and one-on-one, I believe that is Clark, all right? So you got one-on-ones on this side, slide protect to the left, all right? So, boom. And then what you really see is the agility he has moving horizontal. So he's extremely athletic for his size. He's a big guy that can move. And that force, taking on that force, and he's just driving this poor center back. This center cannot anchor in. He cannot anchor in. He's getting pushed back, and this opens up opportunity for Kenny Clark. So you just have a disruptive guy, multiple disruptive guys in the interior. And honestly, I think that Matt Eberflus did a good job yesterday because this is their backup center. And he realized, hey, this center is dog food. He's dog food. JPJ is out. So we want to get a lot of matchups with Q-Dub on this backup center and just let Q-Dub eat. And he definitely did that yesterday. But you just watch the force that he plays with. And his feet continue to move, eyes still up in the backfield. And even though he doesn't get there, it allows his teammate to get there and he gets half a sack, right? So good interior pressure. I think this is going to be something that Dallas Cowboys fans should be extremely excited about when it comes to the future of the Dallas Cowboys defense, because we ain't never had nothing like this, all right? Now, this play is going to showcase the versatility of Q-Dub, all right? So where is he? All right, let's take a look. Okay, so that's Donovan Wilson. I know that's not him. That's Clowney. Okay, that is Osa. All right, well, that's Kenny Clark. Where is he? Where is he? We can't locate him, all right? Now, the benefit of having an athletic player like Quinnen Williams, you can move him around. You can have him playing different positions. So right now, he is playing pretty much the outside in. You know what I'm saying? So now you got some versatility across your board. And honestly, I like this front where you have Clark, Osa, and Q-Dub all out there along with Clowney. So now you have a 5-man, pretty much almost a 6-man front, right? So it creates opportunities because what they're in 13 personnel, they have 1 running back and 3 tight ends, okay? So what this is showing that typically is going to be tipping for a run, right? That's just typically how it goes, all right? So if you watch this play, watch Q-Dub on the outside be able to maintain outside integrity and control this C gap, right? Now, there's been some defensive ends that we have that can't even control this outside run lane. Does a good job keeping that outside hand free. Boom. All right. And now, even though he's a big boy, he can turn and run. He's turning and running with Ashton Jeanty. Now, did he get there? No, but that is a good job of Quinnen Williams setting the outside edge, and you see that athleticism all demonstrated, right? First line, snap off the line of scrimmage, first step right there, okay? Boom. Hands, all right? Hands are still on the inside, but he's able to use that force and maintain outside integrity, hold down that C gap, and then turn and run. Good play, and it shows the versatility. This is like Chris Jones-esque, you know what I'm saying? For some people who are Chiefs fans, we got our own version, a guy that can play all across the defensive line, all right? And this play right here, it just shows, again, everything that I've been talking about, the versatility, the athleticism, the power the recognition. Now, look where he's at right now. So right now, he is pretty much lined up as an inverted like 4-eye. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of his inside shade of this tackle, okay? But he is going to take this slant. He's going to end up pretty much in this A gap, okay? And look how quickly he's able to get to this spot. Let's watch it in full speed. Bam. All right. Just like that. One big versatile step. Bam. All right. Now we're there. Now we're picking on this poor center again, who is dog food. Bam. Quick first step. Power. That first contact, right? Very first contact, physicality. You're going to see this arm right here. Rip, right? He's going to rip through it. You see this hand right here, ripping up high to create more leverage. All right. And then even with that, to be able to use his free hand, and this shows how strong his hands is, to grab Geno Smith and still maintain the tackle, man. That is lovely. I still can't believe the Dallas Cowboys finally got a player. It's hard to find talent like this. You know, might be come across a few of it in the draft. You got to draft them early, but this is an amazing play. Athleticism, power, hands, fortitude, strong hands, securing the tackle. That's want, will, and desire, and he is a Dallas Cowboy, yo. So that is Quinnen Williams, Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle. You should be excited, Cowboys Nation, that we have a player of that caliber. I'm about to go buy me a jersey. He's going to be here for a while. I am about to go buy me a jersey from the pro shop because I've been wanting one of these for so long, and we finally got one, Cowboys Nation. Now, hopefully, this Dallas Cowboys defense can build off of it because we definitely have a talent, and we have a few talented guys that can really help Matt Eberflus in this defense, man. So it's your boy Jay Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. If you love draft content in the right spot, if you love film breakdowns, if you love just talking football and having fun, you are in the right spot. So turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. In Q-Dub, we got a dog in you, bro. Welcome to Dallas. Peace. This video is brought to you by Sleeper, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Sleeper is doing something crazy, unimaginable. Yes, Sleeper right now is giving you a free $20. Yep, free. All you have to do is be a new subscriber and download Sleeper, and Sleeper will give you $20 in your account to play your daily fantasy pick. So if you want to pick Dak Prescott to go over his passing yards because he's playing at an MVP level, just use Sleeper. And also, if you want to make a deposit, use the code CFO. Sleeper will match 100% up to $100. So download Sleeper, get your free $20 to play daily fantasy sports, and also use the code CFO to get 100% up to $100 on your match. And let's go get this money, gang.